A man gave up everything to save this bear. What happened next is unbelievable. Imagine giving up everything you have, your job, your home, and your comfort, just to save a life. This is the incredible story of a man who did exactly that. Meet Jerry, a man with a heart so big that he risked it all to rescue a bear in desperate need. But how did their paths cross? What made him form such a deep connection with this wild animal? Stay tuned as we dive into this unbelievable journey of courage, sacrifice, and an unbreakable bond between a man and a bear. What happened next will leave you in awe. When we think of sacrifice, we often imagine small acts of kindness or giving up minor comforts. But for Jerry, sacrifice meant something far greater. It meant leaving behind the life he knew, the stability he had built, and the future he had planned. His decision to save the bear wasn't just a fleeting moment of bravery, it was a life-altering choice that would redefine his entire existence. Jerry was no stranger to hard work. He had built a successful career in his profession, earning a comfortable living that allowed him to enjoy the finer things in life. But when he learned about the bear's plight, he knew he couldn't stand by and do nothing. He made the difficult decision to leave his job, sacrificing not only his income but also the security it provided. Friends and family questioned his choice, warning him about the financial risks, but Jerry was resolute. For him, saving the bear was worth more than any paycheck. To fully dedicate himself to the bear's rescue and rehabilitation, Jerry had to leave his home. He sold his property, downsized his belongings, and moved to a remote area closer to the bear's habitat. Gone were the days of modern comforts and convenience. Instead, he embraced a simpler, more rugged lifestyle, one that often meant living in a small cabin or even a tent. The transition wasn't easy, but for Jerry, it was a small price to pay for the bear's freedom. Sacrifices often come at a cost, and for Jerry, that cost was his personal life. His decision to save the bear put strain on his relationships. Some friends and family members couldn't understand why he would give up so much for an animal. They saw his actions as reckless and irresponsible. Over time, some relationships faded, leaving Jerry feeling isolated at times. But despite the loneliness, he never regretted his choice. The bond he was forming with the bear gave him a sense of purpose that outweighed the loss. Rescuing a wild animal is no small feat, especially when that animal is a bear. Jerry knew the risks involved. Bears are powerful, unpredictable creatures, and even the most well-intentioned efforts could turn dangerous. There were moments when he faced physical harm, whether from the bear itself or the harsh conditions of the wilderness. But Jerry was willing to put his safety on the line. For him, the bear's life was worth the risk. From a young age, Jerry had always felt a profound connection with nature. He believed that every living creature deserved respect and compassion, and he couldn't bear to see an animal suffer. When he first learned about the bear's situation, whether it was trapped, injured, or abused, he felt an immediate pull to help. It wasn't just about saving one bear, it was about standing up for the voiceless and making a difference in the world. The turning point came when Jerry saw the bear for the first time. Whether it was through a photograph, a news story, or an in-person encounter, the sight of the bear's suffering struck a chord deep within him. He couldn't shake the image from his mind. It was as if the bear was calling out to him, pleading for help. In that moment, Jerry knew he had to act. His empathy for the bear became a driving force, pushing him to make sacrifices he never thought possible. For Jerry, saving the bear wasn't just an act of kindness, it was a responsibility. He believed that humans have a duty to protect and care for the planet's wildlife, especially when their suffering is a result of human actions. Whether the bear was a victim of deforestation, poaching, or captivity, Jerry felt a moral obligation to right the wrongs he saw. His actions were a way to give back to the world and make amends for the harm humans have caused. Despite the challenges, Jerry held onto a vision of hope. He imagined the bear thriving in its natural habitat, free from pain and fear. This vision became his motivation, fueling his determination even when the odds seemed stacked against him. He believed that by saving the bear, he was not only changing its life but also inspiring others to take action. His hope was contagious, drawing in supporters and volunteers who shared his passion for wildlife conservation. While Jerry's story is undeniably inspiring, it's important to acknowledge the emotional toll of his sacrifices. There were moments of doubt and despair, times when he questioned whether he had made the right choice. The weight of his responsibilities often felt overwhelming, and the loneliness of his journey sometimes left him feeling isolated. But through it all, Jerry found strength in the bond he was building with the bear. Every small victory, whether it was the bear's first steps toward recovery or a moment of trust between them, reminded him why he had chosen this path. Today, Jerry's story serves as a powerful reminder of the impact one person can have when they choose to put others before themselves. His sacrifices were not in vain. They paved the way for the bear's second chance at life. But more than that, his actions inspired countless others to take a stand for wildlife conservation. Jerry's journey is a testament to the power of empathy, courage, and unwavering determination. Every great story has its share of challenges, and Jerry's journey to save the bear was no exception. What started as a mission fueled by compassion quickly turned into a test of resilience as he faced numerous obstacles, both external and internal. From financial struggles to emotional battles and even opposition from those around him, Jerry's path was anything but easy. Yet it was these very challenges that made his story so inspiring. Rescuing and rehabilitating a bear is an expensive endeavor. From medical treatments to building a safe habitat, the costs quickly added up. Jerry poured his life savings into the mission, sacrificing his financial security for the bear's well-being. There were times when he struggled to make ends meet, often living on the bare minimum to ensure the bear had everything it needed. Realizing he couldn't do it alone, Jerry turned to fundraising to cover the costs. He organized campaigns, reached out to animal welfare organizations, and even started a social media page to share the bear's story. While some people were moved by his efforts and donated generously, others were skeptical, questioning whether the money would truly be used for the bear. Despite the challenges, Jerry remained transparent, sharing updates and photos to build trust with his supporters. Just when he thought he had everything under control, unexpected expenses would arise. Whether it was an emergency medical procedure for the bear or repairs to its enclosure, Jerry often found himself scrambling to find solutions. These financial hurdles tested his resolve, but he never gave up. His determination to provide the best care for the bear kept him going, even when the odds seemed insurmountable. There were times when Jerry questioned whether he had made the right choice. The weight of his responsibilities often felt overwhelming, and the emotional toll of seeing the bear suffer was almost too much to bear. He would lie awake at night, wondering if he was doing enough or if his efforts were in vain. These moments of doubt were some of the hardest to overcome, but they also made him stronger. Saving the bear was a solitary journey for Jerry. While he had some supporters, many people in his life couldn't understand his dedication. Friends and family members drifted away, leaving him feeling isolated. The loneliness was especially hard during difficult times when he needed someone to lean on. But Jerry found solace in the bond he was building with the bear, which became his source of strength. The fear of failure was a constant shadow over Jerry's journey. What if the bear didn't recover? What if all his sacrifices were for nothing? These thoughts haunted him, but they also pushed him to work harder. He knew that failure wasn't an option, not for the bear and not for himself. His determination to succeed kept him moving forward, even when the road ahead seemed uncertain. To be close to the bear, Jerry moved to a remote area with harsh living conditions. Whether it was scorching heat, freezing cold, or relentless rain, he endured it all. His days were spent working tirelessly to build and maintain the bear's habitat, often with little rest. The physical demands of the mission took a toll on his body, but Jerry never complained. For him, the bear's comfort was worth every ache and pain. Despite his love for the bear, Jerry never forgot that it was a wild animal. There were moments of tension, especially during the early stages of their relationship. The bear, still wary of humans, would sometimes lash out or act unpredictably. Jerry had to be constantly vigilant, ensuring both his safety and the bear's. It was a delicate balance, but over time, trust began to form between them. Living in close proximity to a wild animal also came with health risks, from potential injuries to exposure to diseases. Jerry had to be cautious at all times. There were moments when he fell ill or got injured, but he always pushed through, refusing to let anything stand in the way of his mission. Not everyone understood Jerry's decision to save the bear. Some family members and friends thought he was throwing his life away for an animal. They urged him to reconsider, warning him about the risks and sacrifices involved. While their concerns came from a place of love, their skepticism only added to Jerry's emotional burden. He had to constantly defend his choices, even as he struggled with his own doubts. Society, too, was quick to judge. Some people labeled Jerry as reckless or foolish, questioning his motives and methods. Online forums and social media became a battleground, with critics attacking his efforts and spreading misinformation. The negativity was hard to ignore, but Jerry chose to focus on the positive impact he was making. He knew that his mission was bigger than the opinions of others. Rescuing a bear also meant navigating complex legal and bureaucratic hurdles. Jerry had to obtain permits, follow strict regulations, and work with wildlife authorities to ensure everything was done legally. There were times when he faced pushback from officials who were skeptical of his intentions or doubted his ability to care for the bear, but Jerry was persistent, proving his dedication through his actions and earning the trust of those in power. Despite the countless obstacles and opposition, Jerry never lost sight of his goal. Every challenge he faced only strengthened his resolve, and every small victory reminded him why he had started this journey in the first place. Over time, the bear began to heal, both physically and emotionally, and the bond between them grew stronger. Supporters from around the world rallied behind Jerry, inspired by his unwavering dedication. What once seemed like an impossible mission was now a beacon of hope, proving that even the toughest challenges can be overcome with love, determination, and a little bit of courage. The rescue of the bear was not just a physical endeavor, it was an emotional roller coaster filled with moments of tension, hope, and triumph. For Jerry, every step of the process was a test of his courage, resourcefulness, and unwavering commitment to saving the bear. From the initial planning to the final moment of freedom, the rescue was a story of determination against all odds. The bear was located in a remote forest, a rundown zoo, or a private property. The area was dense, treacherous, or isolated, making the rescue operation incredibly challenging. Jerry knew that time was of the essence. The bear's condition was deteriorating, and every passing moment reduced its chances of survival. The urgency of the situation added to the pressure, but it also fueled his determination to act quickly. Before making any moves, Jerry spent days gathering information about the bear's condition and its surroundings. He consulted wildlife experts, studied maps of the area, and even spoke to locals who had seen the bear. This research was crucial in understanding the risks involved and planning a safe rescue strategy. While Jerry was the driving force behind the rescue, he knew he couldn't do it alone. He reached out to a small team of trusted individuals, including veterinarians, wildlife rescuers, and volunteers. Each member brought unique skills to the table, from medical expertise to physical strength. Together, they formed a tight-knit team united by a common goal. The rescue required specialized equipment, including tranquilizers, safety gear, and transportation vehicles. Jerry and his team spent days preparing, ensuring they had everything they needed for a smooth operation. They also had contingency plans in place, ready to adapt to any unexpected challenges. The team arrived at the location early in the morning, hoping to catch the bear while it was calm. The atmosphere was tense as they approached the area where the bear was kept. Every step had to be calculated. Any sudden movement or noise could startle the bear, putting everyone at risk. Jerry led the way, his heart pounding as he got closer to the animal he had vowed to save. One of the most critical moments of the rescue was administering the tranquilizer. The team's veterinarian carefully aimed the dart, knowing that the dosage had to be precise. Too little, and the bear wouldn't be sedated; too much, and it could be fatal. The first shot missed, causing the bear to growl and shift nervously. The team held their breath as the veterinarian took a second shot. This time, it hit its mark. The bear slowly began to calm down, its movements becoming sluggish as the tranquilizer took effect. Once the bear was sedated, the team moved quickly to secure it. They used ropes and harnesses to gently lift the bear onto a stretcher, ensuring it was stable and comfortable. This part of the operation was physically demanding, requiring strength and coordination. Jerry worked tirelessly, his hands trembling with a mix of exhaustion and adrenaline. He couldn't help but feel a surge of emotion as he saw the bear up close for the first time. Its matted fur, its scars, and its frail body were a stark reminder of the suffering it had endured. The next challenge was transporting the bear to a safe location. The team carefully loaded it into a specially designed vehicle, making sure it was secure and protected from the elements. The journey was nerve-wracking, with every bump and turn causing Jerry to worry about the bear's condition. He sat beside the bear, gently stroking its fur and whispering words of reassurance, even though he knew it couldn't hear him. One of the most emotional moments came when the bear was finally released into its new habitat, a safe, spacious enclosure designed to mimic its natural environment. As the sedation wore off, the bear slowly opened its eyes, taking in its surroundings for the first time in what felt like forever. It was free from chains, cages, and cruelty. Jerry stood with tears in his eyes, overwhelmed by the realization that his sacrifices had paid off. The bear's first steps toward freedom were a symbol of hope and resilience. During the rescue, there was a brief but unforgettable moment when the bear, still partially sedated, looked directly at Jerry. In that instant, it was as if the bear understood that this man was there to help. The fear in its eyes seemed to fade, replaced by a glimmer of trust. For Jerry, this moment was a powerful reminder of why he had embarked on this journey. It wasn't just about saving a bear, it was about building a connection, however fleeting, with a creature that had every reason to distrust humans. Once the bear was safely settled, the team took a moment to celebrate their success. There were hugs, tears, and laughter as they reflected on the challenges they had overcome. Jerry felt a deep sense of gratitude for his team, knowing that their collective effort had made the rescue possible. It was a rare moment of joy in what had been an emotionally draining journey. Rescuing a bear is inherently dangerous. Even sedated, the animal's sheer size and strength posed a risk to the team. There were moments when the bear stirred or growled, causing everyone to freeze in fear. Jerry and his team had to remain calm and focused, knowing that one wrong move could have serious consequences. The location of the rescue added another layer of difficulty. Whether it was navigating rough terrain, braving harsh weather, or dealing with limited resources, the team had to overcome numerous environmental challenges. These obstacles tested their endurance and resources, but they also brought them closer together. The emotional toll of the rescue was perhaps the hardest to bear. Seeing the bears suffering up close was heartbreaking, and the fear of failure weighed heavily on everyone's minds. Jerry often found himself questioning whether they were doing enough, but he drew strength from his team and the knowledge that they were fighting for a noble cause. The rescue was just the beginning of the bear's journey to recovery, but it was a crucial first step. For Jerry, it was a moment of triumph, a testament to the power of compassion and determination. The risks, the challenges, and the emotional moments had all been worth it. As he watched the bear explore its new home, he knew that this was only the start of an incredible story, one that would inspire countless others to stand up for those who cannot stand up for themselves. The rescue was just the beginning of an extraordinary journey, one that would transform not only the bear's life but also the life of the man who saved it. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, the bear began to heal both physically and emotionally. Its story became a testament to the power of compassion, resilience, and the unbreakable bond that can form between humans and animals. After the rescue, the bear was taken to a sanctuary rehabilitation center, or Jerry's own facility, where it received immediate medical attention. Veterinarians worked tirelessly to treat its injuries, malnutrition, and any illnesses it had developed during its time in captivity. The bear was given a balanced diet, vitamins, and supplements to help it regain its strength. Slowly but surely, its physical health began to improve. One of the most significant changes in the bear's life was its new environment. Gone were the cramped cages and barren enclosures it had known before. Instead, it was given a spacious habitat designed to mimic its natural surroundings. There were trees to climb, streams to splash in, and plenty of space to roam freely. For the first time in years, the bear could experience the joys of being a wild animal, even if it was within the safety of the sanctuary. As the bear's physical health improved, so did its behavior. Initially, it was wary and defensive, a result of the trauma it had endured. But over time, it began to relax and show signs of trust. It would play with enrichment toys, explore its habitat with curiosity, and even interact with its caretakers. These small but significant changes were a clear indication that the bear was healing, not just physically, but emotionally as well. If the sanctuary housed other bears, the rescued bear was gradually introduced to them. At first, it kept its distance, unsure of how to interact with its own kind. But as it grew more confident, it began to form bonds with the other bears. They would play together, share food, and even groom each other, a heartwarming sight that brought tears to Jerry's eyes. For a bear that had spent so much of its life in isolation, these moments of connection were nothing short of miraculous. From the moment Jerry first laid eyes on the bear, he felt a deep connection to it. But trust doesn't come easily to an animal that has been mistreated by humans. In the early days, the bear would growl or retreat whenever Jerry approached. Yet he never gave up. He spent hours sitting near the bear's enclosure, speaking to it in a calm, soothing voice. Over time, the bear began to recognize him as a friend rather than a threat. The bond between Jerry and the bear was built on small, meaningful gestures. Whether it was hand-feeding the bear its favorite treats, spending time simply sitting nearby, or gently brushing its fur, Jerry showed the bear that it was loved and cared for. These moments of tenderness were crucial in helping the bear overcome its fear of humans. One of the most emotional moments in their relationship came when the bear approached Jerry on its own for the first time. It was a quiet afternoon, and Jerry was sitting by the enclosure, lost in thought. Suddenly, he felt a gentle nudge against his shoulder. He turned to see the bear standing beside him, its eyes soft and trusting. In that moment, all the sacrifices, the challenges, and the sleepless nights felt worth it. It was a breakthrough that solidified their bond and reminded Jerry why he had fought so hard to save this incredible creature. As the years went by, the bond between Jerry and the bear only grew stronger. Even as the bear regained its independence and thrived in its new environment, it never forgot the man who had saved its life. Whenever Jerry visited, the bear would greet him with a sense of recognition and affection. Their relationship was a beautiful example of the deep, unspoken connection that can exist between humans and animals. The bear's transformation was nothing short of remarkable. From a frail, traumatized animal, it grew into a strong, confident bear. Its fur became thick and glossy, its eyes bright with life. It spent its days exploring its habitat, foraging for food, and enjoying the simple pleasures of being a bear. For Jerry, watching the bear thrive was the ultimate reward. The bear's story didn't just inspire Jerry, it inspired countless others. People from around the world followed its journey, moved by its resilience and the compassion of the man who had saved it. The bear became a symbol of hope, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, positive change is possible. Its story encouraged others to take action, whether by supporting wildlife conservation or standing up for animals in need. The bear's new life was a testament to the power of love and determination. It showed that one person's actions can make a world of difference, not just for an individual animal, but for the broader cause of wildlife conservation. Jerry's dedication to the bear left a lasting legacy, one that would continue to inspire future generations. The bond between Jerry and the bear was more than just a connection between a human and an animal, it was a testament to the transformative power of compassion. Through their journey, they had both been changed. The bear had found a new life, free from suffering and filled with joy, and Jerry had discovered a sense of purpose and fulfillment that he had never known before. Their story was a reminder that love knows no boundaries, not even between species. It was a story of second chances, of resilience, and of the incredible impact one person can have when they choose to act with kindness and courage. As Jerry often said, saving this bear wasn't just about changing its life, it was about changing mine too. The rescue of the bear was just the beginning of an incredible journey, one filled with surprises, heartwarming moments, and unexpected twists that no one could have predicted. As Jerry and the bear continued their story, They encountered events that not only touched their hearts but also inspired everyone who followed their journey. These moments were a reminder that life, even in its most challenging forms, is full of beauty and wonder. One of the most heartwarming moments came when the bear experienced its first swim in a natural body of water. After years of captivity, the bear had never had the chance to splash in a stream or feel the cool water against its fur. When it was finally introduced to a shallow pond in its new habitat, the bear hesitated at first, sniffing the water cautiously. But then, as if overcome by instinct, it stepped in and began to play. The sight of the bear splashing around, its joy evident in every movement, brought tears to Jerry's eyes. It was a moment of pure, unbridled happiness, a reminder of the simple pleasures the bear had been denied for so long. In an unexpected turn of events, the bear was introduced to a group of other rescued bears, one of which had recently given birth to cubs. At first, the bear kept its distance, unsure of how to interact with the newcomers. But over time, it began to form a bond with one of the cubs. The cub, curious and playful, would often approach the bear, and to everyone's surprise, the bear responded with gentle affection. It wasn't long before the bear took on a protective role, almost like a surrogate mother. This unexpected display of maternal instinct was a touching reminder of the bear's capacity for love and connection. The bear's story resonated with people around the world, and soon a community of supporters began to form. Donations poured in from individuals who were moved by the bear's journey. Local schools organized fundraisers, and artists created paintings and sculptures inspired by the bear's story. One particularly heartwarming moment came when a group of children visited the sanctuary to meet the bear. Their faces lit up with wonder as they watched the bear play, and their excitement was a reminder of the impact the bear's story had on people of all ages. While Jerry had set out to save the bear, he never expected how much the bear would end up saving him. The bond they shared became a source of strength and healing for Jerry, who had faced his own struggles and challenges. The bear's resilience and capacity for forgiveness inspired Jerry to confront his own fears and insecurities. In many ways, the bear became his teacher, showing him the power of love, patience, and perseverance. The success of the bear's rescue inspired Jerry to take his mission a step further. With the support of the community, he established a sanctuary for other rescued animals. What started as a mission to save one bear grew into a larger movement to protect and care for wildlife in need. The sanctuary became a haven for animals that had been abused, neglected, or abandoned, offering them a second chance at life. The bear, now a symbol of hope, became the sanctuary's ambassador, helping to raise awareness and funds for its mission. The bear's story didn't just inspire local communities, it sparked a global movement. News outlets from around the world picked up the story, and soon Jerry and the bear were receiving messages of support from every corner of the globe. People shared their own stories of animal rescue and conservation, creating a network of individuals united by a common cause. The bear's journey became a rallying cry for wildlife protection, proving that one story could ignite change on a global scale. One of the most surprising twists in the bear's story was its unlikely friendship with another animal at the sanctuary, a goat named Bella. At first, the pairing seemed unusual, but over time, the two formed a bond that no one could have predicted. They would spend hours together, with the goat following the bear around like a loyal companion. Their friendship became a symbol of the unexpected connections that can form in the most unlikely places. As the bear grew stronger and healthier, the team began to consider the possibility of releasing it back into the wild. It was a risky decision, but one that Jerry believed was worth exploring. After months of preparation, the bear was taken to a remote forest area and released. The moment it stepped out of the transport crate and into the wild was one of the most emotional moments of the entire journey. The bear hesitated for a moment, sniffing the air, and then, with a powerful stride, it disappeared into the trees. It was a bittersweet moment for Jerry, who felt both pride and sadness as he watched the bear go, but he knew it was the right decision, a true second chance at freedom. In a twist that no one saw coming, the bear returned to the sanctuary a few weeks after its release. It wasn't clear why. Perhaps it had grown accustomed to the safety and care it had received, or perhaps it simply wanted to check in on its human friend. Whatever the reason, the bear's return was a powerful reminder of the bond it shared with Jerry. It was a moment that underscored the complexity of their relationship, one that transcended the boundaries of species and circumstance. The bear's story was full of surprises, but perhaps the most unexpected outcome was the legacy it left behind. What started as a mission to save one life became a movement that touched countless others. The bear's journey inspired people to take action, to stand up for those who cannot speak for themselves, and to believe in the power of compassion. For Jerry, the bear's story was a reminder that life is full of unexpected twists and turns, but it's these very moments that make it worth living. The challenges, the heartwarming moments, and the surprising outcomes all came together to create a story that was as unpredictable as it was beautiful. Through it all, one thing remained constant: the unbreakable bond between a man and a bear, and the incredible impact they had on the world. The story of Jerry and the bear was more than just a tale of one man's courage and compassion. It became a catalyst for change, inspiring a global movement toward wildlife conservation and animal welfare. Through his selfless actions, Jerry not only transformed the life of one bear but also sparked a wave of awareness and activism that continues to ripple across the world. His efforts did not go unnoticed, earning him recognition and accolades that celebrated his dedication to making a difference. The bear's journey resonated with people from all walks of life. Through social media, documentaries, and news coverage, the story reached millions, touching hearts and opening eyes to the plight of wildlife. Many who had never given much thought to animal conservation found themselves deeply moved by the bear's transformation and Jerry's unwavering commitment. The story became a powerful tool for education, showing the world the impact of human actions on wildlife and the importance of protecting vulnerable species. The bear's story didn't just raise awareness, it inspired action. People began to take steps, big and small, to support wildlife conservation. Some volunteered at local animal shelters, while others donated to organizations dedicated to protecting endangered species. Schools incorporated the story into their curricula, teaching students about the importance of empathy and environmental stewardship. The ripple effect of Jerry's actions was undeniable, proving that one person's efforts could ignite a global movement. The widespread attention generated by the bear's story also brought about tangible changes in policy. Lawmakers and wildlife organizations took note of the public's growing concern for animal welfare, leading to stricter regulations against animal cruelty and better protections for wildlife. Jerry became a vocal advocate, using his platform to push for legislative changes that would prevent other animals from suffering the same fate as the bear. His efforts helped pave the way for a more compassionate and sustainable future. The bear became a symbol of hope for wildlife conservation efforts around the world. Its story was shared in classrooms, conferences, and community events, serving as a reminder that even the most vulnerable creatures deserve a chance to thrive. The bear's resilience and Jerry's dedication became a beacon of inspiration, encouraging others to take a stand for the voiceless and fight for a world where humans and animals can coexist harmoniously. Jerry's efforts did not go unnoticed in his community. He was honored with local awards, including the Name of Local Award, which recognized his contributions to animal welfare and conservation. National organizations also took notice, inviting him to speak at events and conferences where he shared his story and inspired others to take action. His humility and passion made him a beloved figure both in his hometown and across the country. The bear's story transcended borders, earning Jerry international acclaim. He was invited to speak at global forums on wildlife conservation, where he shared his experiences and advocated for stronger protections for animals. His work was featured in international media outlets, and he received awards from organizations such as Name of International Organization, which honored his dedication to making a difference on a global scale. Among the many accolades Jerry received, one of the most prestigious was the Name of Conservation Award, which recognized his outstanding contributions to wildlife conservation. The award ceremony was a poignant moment as Jerry stood on stage, humbled and grateful, and dedicated the honor to the bear and all the animals who had inspired him to fight for change. He also received the Name of Advocacy Award, which celebrated his efforts to raise awareness and advocate for policy changes that protect wildlife. While the awards and recognition were deeply meaningful, Jerry always emphasized that the true reward was seeing the impact of his work. The bear's transformation, the lives saved at the sanctuary, and the countless people inspired to take action were what mattered most to him. His humility and dedication made him not just a hero, but a role model for future generations. One of the most significant outcomes of Jerry's efforts was the establishment of the Golden Paws Rescue, a safe haven for rescued animals. The sanctuary became a living legacy of his mission, providing care and rehabilitation for animals in need. Visitors from around the world came to see the sanctuary, learn about its mission, and meet the animals whose lives had been transformed. The sanctuary also became a center for education, offering programs that taught visitors about wildlife conservation and the importance of protecting our planet's biodiversity. The impact of Jerry's actions extended far beyond the sanctuary. His story inspired a global movement, with people from all corners of the world joining the fight for wildlife conservation. Social media campaigns, fundraising initiatives, and grassroots organizations sprang up, all inspired by the bear's journey and Jerry's dedication. The movement became a testament to the power of storytelling and the profound impact one person can have when they choose to act with compassion and courage. Through it all, Jerry remained steadfast in his belief that change is possible. His story was a message of hope, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming challenges, one person's actions can make a difference. The bear's journey from suffering to freedom became a symbol of resilience and the transformative power of love, and Jerry's legacy, built on compassion and determination, continues to inspire others to stand up for what they believe in and fight for a better world. The journey of Jerry and the bear is more than just a tale of rescue, it's a powerful narrative of courage, compassion, and the transformative impact one person can have on the world. From the moment Jerry decided to give up everything to save a suffering bear, his life became a testament to the power of selflessness and determination. The bear's transformation from a life of pain and captivity to one of freedom and joy is a symbol of hope and resilience that continues to inspire people around the globe. Jerry's journey was not an easy one. He faced countless challenges, financial struggles, emotional battles, physical risks, and even opposition from those who doubted his mission. Yet through it all, he remained steadfast in his commitment to saving the bear. His sacrifices were immense, but they were also deeply meaningful. Every obstacle he overcame, every moment of doubt he pushed through, brought him closer to his goal, and in the end, his efforts paid off in ways he could never have imagined. The bear's transformation was nothing short of miraculous. From a frail, traumatized animal, it grew into a strong, confident creature thriving in its new environment. The bond that formed between Jerry and the bear was a testament to the power of love and trust, proving that even the deepest wounds can heal with time and care. Their story became a beacon of hope, showing the world that no act of kindness is too small, and no challenge is too great when fueled by compassion. The impact of Jerry's actions extended far beyond the bear's rescue. His story sparked a global movement, inspiring countless individuals to take action for wildlife conservation and animal welfare. Through his advocacy, he raised awareness about the importance of protecting vulnerable species and the need for stronger policies to prevent animal cruelty. The sanctuary he established became a haven for rescued animals and a center for education, teaching visitors about the beauty and fragility of the natural world. Jerry's efforts also brought about tangible changes, from stricter regulations against animal abuse to increased support for conservation initiatives. His story reminded us that one person's actions can create a ripple effect, touching lives and inspiring change in ways that extend far beyond their immediate impact. It's a powerful reminder that we all have the ability to make a difference, no matter how small our actions may seem. Today, Jerry's legacy lives on through the sanctuary, the animals it protects, and the countless lives it has touched. The bear, now a symbol of resilience and hope, continues to inspire people around the world. Its story is a reminder that even in the face of adversity, positive change is possible. Jerry's journey is a testament to the power of compassion, showing us that when we act with love and determination, we can overcome even the greatest challenges. As we reflect on this incredible story, let it serve as a reminder of the impact we can have when we choose to act with kindness and courage. Each of us has the power to make a difference, whether it's by standing up for those who cannot speak for themselves, protecting the natural world, or simply showing compassion to those in need. The story of Jerry and the bear is proof that no act of love is too small and no challenge is too great when we are driven by a desire to create a better world. So, let us ask ourselves, what can we do to make a difference? How can we use our voices, our actions, and our resources to create positive change? The answers may not always be easy, but they are worth pursuing. Because in the end, it's not just about saving one life, it's about creating a world where every life is valued and protected. Let this story inspire you to take action, to stand up for what you believe in, and to never underestimate the power of compassion. Together, we can create a future where humans and animals coexist in harmony, where kindness prevails, and where every act of love leaves a lasting legacy. Join us on this incredible journey of compassion and courage. Subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories, wildlife adventures, and ways you can make a difference. Together, we can protect our planet's precious wildlife. Hit that subscribe button and be part of the change.